In the heart of Ibadan, where brown roofs stretch far and wide, and the hills watch over the people like silent guardians, there was once a man named Adebayo. He was not a warrior like the legendary Besran or Gomola, nor a rich trader like the merchants of Ojo Oba, but his wisdom made him more powerful than both. Adebayo grew up in the bustling streets of Bia, where he learned early that a man's wealth was not in his pockets but in his mind. As a young boy, he would sit under the great Iroko tree, listening to the elders debate matters of the town. He never spoke but always listened, and by the time he became a man, his name was whispered in admiration across Ibadan. One evening, during a town gathering, an argument broke out between two wealthy traders, Alhaji Sur and Baba Ifansetan. Both men claimed ownership of a vast farmland near Elio. The matter had divided the town, and even the chiefs could not settle it. So, they called upon Adebayo. Adebayo listened carefully, asked a few questions, and then did something unexpected. He asked both men to meet him at the disputed land at dawn. The next morning, as the first light touched the hills, the men arrived. Adebayo stood between them and said, "This land belongs to whoever truly understands its value. You both say it is yours, but tell me, what did the land say to you last night?" The men looked at each other in confusion. "Land does not speak," Alhaji Sur scoffed. Adebayo smiled. "Yet, you fight over it as if it whispered your names." He bent down, picked up a handful of soil, and let it run through his fingers. "This land has fed families, grown forests, and seen generations pass. It belongs not to the one who claims it but to the one who nurtures it." Silence fell over the men. Baba Ifansetan sighed, "Adebayo, you have opened our eyes. Let us share the land and make it fruitful." From that day, people sought Adebayo's counsel, and Ibadan flourished under his wisdom. Years passed, and Adebayo's name spread beyond Ibadan. Even the Alefin of Oyo heard of him and invited him to his palace. But as his fame grew, so did envy. Some powerful chiefs, fearing his influence, plotted against him. One day, a cunning chief named Baligan Adeyemi devised a plan. He approached Adebayo with a seemingly impossible question. "Wise one, if you are truly as intelligent as they say, answer me this: what is the one thing that can never be reclaimed once lost?" The people gathered, eager to hear Adebayo's response. He looked at the sky, then at the ground, and finally at the faces before him. With a deep sigh, he said, "A word spoken in anger." A murmur of agreement spread through the crowd. Baligan Adeyemi smirked. "That is wise, but what if I say it is life itself?" Adebayo nodded. "True, but a life lost is mourned and remembered, while a word spoken in anger can break a spirit and never be undone." The people erupted in applause, and Baligan Adeyemi's scheme failed. But he was not done yet. One fateful night, a false accusation was brought against Adebayo. His enemies claimed he had conspired to overthrow the chiefs. The Council of Elders, pressured by the powerful, sentenced him to exile. On the day of his departure, the people of Ibadan lined the streets, their eyes filled with sorrow. Adebayo, undeterred, smiled and said, "A wise man does not curse his land when the storm comes. He only prays that the rain will bring new life." Years passed, and Ibadan faced many struggles. Crops failed, trade slowed, and the chiefs quarreled more than ever. It was then they realized they had driven away their greatest asset, not their wealth, not their land, but their wisdom. A search party was sent to find Adebayo, but he had already joined his ancestors. However, he had left behind a book, hidden beneath the great Iroko tree where he once sat as a boy. The book contained lessons, proverbs, and wisdom he had gathered over the years. The people read it, and slowly, Ibadan began to heal. To this day, Adebayo's words are spoken in Ibadan, reminding all that power fades, wealth vanishes, but wisdom lasts forever.